Selamat pagi. So, I was in Malaysia this week, and I got a question for you. Would you pay 5 times the cost for essentially the same apartment? Because that's the choice right now between buying a condo in Johor Bahru and Singapore. Let me explain. Johor Bahru, across the causeway from Singapore, is one of Southeast Asia's most talked about property markets. There's rampant development, there's a ghost city, and a new train line that is finally going to be opening in December this year that is going to be connecting Singapore and JB in a tangible way. So I just spent the past few days in Johor Bahru, and here's a great example of the cost difference. I went to look at one property in the showroom of SkyOne. It's a new development, 300 meters walking from the new RTS line, and it's opposite the new SKS Mall, which has the 5-star Sheraton Hotel. A 1,300 square foot condo here is asking 1.6 million ringgit. That's about 400,000 USD. Now, if you were to look at a comparable condo in Singapore, you're probably going to average at about 2 million USD. Plus, if you're buying in Singapore, you've got to add the 60% ABSD if you're not Singaporean or from the free trade countries. In Johor Bahru, you're looking at 11%. You've got 8% stamp duty and 3% state levy that Johor is now charging. As you'd probably expect, Singaporeans are the biggest buyers in this group, followed by Chinese, Taiwanese, and Korean investors. But here's what locals will tell you, and they're not wrong. There's tension. Singaporean demand is driving prices up everywhere in the city, and JB residents are already facing challenging affordability compared to places like Kuala Lumpur, where salaries are higher and property is often cheaper, and it's a fair frustration. You're seeing significant new supply in central JB, gross yields are pretty low at around 3.5%, and the infrastructure that's catching up. That said, real change is happening. The Malaysian government is actively developing Iskandar and Medini with commercial and industrial projects. You've got Gleneagles hospitals, great educational centres, there is serious infrastructure investment. But here is the big wild card, the proposed HSR, the high-speed rail connecting through Tuas. If that does happen, then the Johor-Singapore Special Economic Zone could genuinely transform this into a viable live-work option for cross-border professionals. So should you buy? I think this works for specific situations. Retirees looking for affordable quality of life, if you're a Singapore-based professional willing to commute for significant savings, or investors with a very long timeline betting on the infrastructure. It doesn't fit my profile as an investor, but if you are keen, you need to understand that you're buying into a market in transition. There's local sensitivities and genuine uncertainty about how quickly things are going to develop. It's an opportunity, but it's not without complexity. It could be the next boom, or it could go bust like Forest City. I'm Alexander, founder of Rumavi. Have you invested in JB? What's your experience?